In the last video, we left you off as we were arriving at Fundy National Park. This would be our home for 3 days and where the adventure would go from fast-paced days on the road to a more slowed-down, leisurely exploration of a vast natural wonderland. The campground was almost empty. As we arrived at the end of the long weekend, everyone had already left, just a few of us remained. It was nice and quiet, which was a treat. We walked the path around the park many times for our morning and evening walks. We really appreciated the trail so close by so that we could get Beau all the exercise he needs in a day. Our site was not the best one in the park. Too bad I only realized after I'd already set up, otherwise I would have gone back and asked to move sites, since it seems I could have really had my pick of almost any site. Turned out not to be too bad though, as we were all by ourselves in our little corner. But we always make the best of it, and very rarely does the site make the whole camping experience awful. One of the reasons the site doesn't really make or break a trip is that we don't usually spend too much time there anyways. Fundy is a large park with many trails and views to explore, and that we did. I was going to take it easy the first day, as we had been busy for the first 3 days on the road, but I just couldn't sit still long, and we ventured off to hike and find a place for Beau to swim. We began on a hike to Kinney Brook, which was accessible from my campground. There is still ice in here. Oh my goodness. It was very disappointing though, as there is not one drop of water in the creek. This seems to be a possibility, as in drier times, the creek runs only underground. We rambled over some of the rocks before heading back to our site. We then drove to hike the Caribou Plains. Then we had lunch at Bennett Lake before walking around the lake looking for the perfect place to dive in. We then hiked Matthews Head Trail for a magnificent view of the bay. Our last trail of the day was a stroll through a magical forest to another waterfall. Dickinson's Falls was a majestic place that made me so giddy. It was a wonderful day. Once back at our site, I made myself dinner. Tonight, we were having chicken skewers with zucchini that we picked up from the market and rice. The next day, we did take it easy. We were now exactly halfway through our trip and had 4 more busy days ahead. So we walked the path around Chignecto Campground, which is where we were staying, and then relaxed at our site, reading and playing for the majority of the day. Late afternoon, though, we headed into Alma, which was just outside of the park, to again see the low tides and walk on the ocean floor. Alma was a wonderful little town and very dog-friendly. Someone dropped his all down here in the mud. Yep. After playing around on the shores of Fundy, we walked over to Fundy Takeout for a delicious seafood dinner. This dinner was a special treat that I chose to have in memory of my dad. Each year, we all do something special on the anniversary of his passing, and as I was on the road alone this year, I made sure to not let the day pass me by. This would be a treat and a place he would have chosen too. We very much enjoyed our time in Fundy National Park. It was a wonderful place to explore, and we found so many breathtaking views. It was also a peaceful and quiet place to get a little rest in the middle of our journey through this amazing province. The next day, we packed up and headed off to our next destination, Chignecto National Park, which is the next chapter of our week-long journey through New Brunswick.